Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and the Access Media is going to continue to access media coming up with the dumbest takes ever seen. And Kotaku is a very special case when it comes to access media, really driving it home with the nonsense and the woke virtue signaling that I just can't fathom sometimes. They're well up on the level of Shill Rant and Shill BR, but this article is next fucking level. Now, the game Stray, I'm not particularly interested in. It's just not for me, just like Elden Ring wasn't for me. Not every game needs to be made for everyone. But I'm happy for its success because it looks like it genuinely deserves it. And that's always a good thing when fans support something and it gets the recognition it deserves. It's just not for me, so it's not really a big deal to me. But apparently Stray falls into the usual Orientalism pitfalls of the cyberpunk genre. Now, I thought that term right there was offensive and out of date. I don't know why they're using it. I think that's odd, but whatever. And Stray, it's just a simple game about a cat. There's nothing more wholesome than that. At least of the games out there, I cannot think of a more wholesome game that is free of any due retribution from these access media sites. But of course, they're going to find something. Now, I've read through part of this article. The big thing is a two-parter, is the fact that it's in a walled city, which apparently has a history in Asian cultures as being a bad thing that they don't talk about. But the idea of a walled city is just a fascinating concept that, of course, people are going to explore. And I'm sure a walled city has appeared in other cultures around the world because it's an obvious thing. I mean, is World War Z an Orientalism portrayal because they walled Jerusalem? No, sometimes walls just make sense. I'm sorry, it's not racist to have a wall around your city sometimes, even if it's a big wall that keeps everyone in. It's just a concept that isn't racist, and to say it is in a game like this that is just about a cat is grasping at straws to the furthest degree possible. And then, of course, apparently a bunch of robots in it wear straw hats, and apparently that's racist, even though it's an actual thing that people wore. And other cultures have worn straw hats besides just Asian cultures. This fascination with the stereotypical popular stuff being assigned to just a specific culture, and anyone else who ever used that stuff doesn't count because it's not their stereotype. For example, Vikings had dreadlocks, but white people aren't allowed to have dreadlocks anymore, even though they had dreadlocks far before black people used them. It's just a stereotype for black people, apparently, so it doesn't matter what the actual history is. A lot of other cultures had straw hats. It's just popular and more stereotypical for Asian cultures. So it's racist. This whole situation is laughable at the best, and I just could not fathom the utter stupidity in this argument. Cyberpunk is a cool genre. I love Cyberpunk 2077 when a lot of people didn't. It was a fun game. Cyberpunk is a cool genre, and if it occasionally draws from different cultures, that's not a bad thing. Aspects of cultures are really interesting things to explore in different environments and in different ways. And Cyberpunk, if they decide to delve into Asian cultures more than anything else, that's okay because it makes some really cool stories and some really cool environments. So I definitely don't see this as racist, and I can't believe Kotaku would come out with an article this asinine. But they're gonna access media. Access media always has to find something to bitch about, even in a pure game like this that is just about a cat wandering around solving puzzles. How can you attack something so pure? They've got to find something to stay relevant, and being relevant is all that matters to these people, and this unfortunately does get them a lot of attention to say stupid stuff like this. A lot of these shill sites, they say really dumb stuff just to get attention, just to get the clicks, just to get a little bit of a profit to justify their existence. They should not have an existence. Places like this, when they're acting like this, they do not deserve an existence, but if people talk about them, it's justified. But I still think it's important that we call out this bullshit regardless because of how asinine and hilarious it is that they think this was a good article to put out about such a cool game. Now, I may actually check out Stray, even though it wasn't made for me or something that I'd normally be interested in, just because of dumb articles like this. When access media piles on onto a game, movie, or TV show, I'm more interested in it. And the same thing happened with Amazon's The Terminal List. I wasn't going to check it out before Access Media started calling it all the hateful names in the book. And so it looks like I'm going to be checking this out because of Kotaku's dumbass article. So they're hurting themselves more than they're helping their cause, just like every other Access Media site. And that's just how it's always going to go these days, as more and more people realize how stupid Access Media and how woke a lot of Hollywood is these days. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.